Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I have something different for you guys. Not really different, but this White House briefing, I kind of want to go through a bunch of things that came up because everyone's apparently going crazy, saying that Donald Trump wants to end all federal programs that assist people and everything like that. Um, I might do the full thing, but honestly, I just came back from work. I don't have the time. So let's just get into it. Let's see if we can get something. So this is apparently a masterclass clips
Good afternoon, everybody.
compilation type of thing.
How are we?
So let's see if
Good
we
to see
can
all of you.
glean some
It's an honor
wisdom
to
from
be
here.
here with all of you. A lot of familiar faces in the room, a lot of new faces. And President Trump is back, and the golden age of America has most definitely begun. This White House believes strongly in the First Amendment, so it's why our team will work diligently to restore the press passes of the 440 journalists whose passes were wrongly revoked by the previous administration. We're
Nice.
also opening up this briefing room to new media voices who produce news-related content and whose outlet is not already represented by one of the seats in this room. We welcome independent journalists.
I like that. I like that. One of the people affected is a channel that I follow religiously, Todd Daniels, Millionaire Morning Show. Love the content. Love Anton. Bag chaser all the way. Love to see that. I think we need to have more regular type people allowed to kind of cover these type of things and get the information because we trust YouTubers now more than we trust like the legacy media. So I think this is a very good thing. I think it's positive. But let's continue. Let's see what we got.
Podcasters, social media influencers, and content creators to apply for credentials to cover this White House. And before I turn to questions, I do have news directly from the...
I also like that because it allows people to continue to see the visibility of everything that Trump is doing. Like one of the things that, for example, that I love about Anton is he's consistent. He has no problem holding a specific side accountable or anything of the sort. So, like, I know I can trust what he says because I can also verify what he says, and I'm also able to educate myself based on what he's saying. But when it comes to like all these news journalists and all these different things, it's just like you can't. They'll say one thing, and when you find out that it's not what they said, everyone's like, "Oh, it's misinformation." It's like, you know, the Hunter Biden laptop situation in 2020 rings a bell. Let's continue.
The President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office from President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were...
Wait. So why couldn't we get this response? Hold on, let me switch to the main camera. Why couldn't we get this response from the Biden administration? Why is everything such a secret from the people in this country under the people who are supposed to be for the people? It's fascinating that now we're all of a sudden getting information, just being like, hey guys, this thing that happened, you weren't crazy. We were just doing some stuff, what I'm saying, just doing some research, but that's what it is. It's not China, it's not this, it's not that. Is it so hard to just communicate? Gosh, man, can you imagine being in a relationship with these type of politicians? Say Jesus.
Were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. Peter.
Very quickly, just following up on the question on immigration first. President Trump, during the course of the campaign in 2024, said the following about illegal immigration. He said, they're going back home where they belong, and we start with the criminals. There are many, many criminals. NBC News has learned that ICE arrested 1,179 undocumented immigrants on Sunday, but nearly half of them, 566 of the migrants, appear to have no prior criminal record besides entering the country illegally.
Wait. If you do something that's illegal, does not make you automatically a criminal? Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I kind of wanted to do like a separate video, and maybe I might to just kind of like expand on my thoughts about this. All these people complaining, like the Selena Gomez's and stuff like that. If these people really, really cared, why the hell didn't they do anything for the last 3 years? Because it really started in like 2020, 2021. But why didn't they do anything? No one did anything. All these people that are crying, Selena Gomez. Why didn't you take your money, all your people in Hollywood, and put it towards getting these people documented and all this stuff? Why didn't you do any of that? Or are you crying because now the people who used to work on your lawn and do all this manual labor work that you didn't want to do, and then you underpay them, now they're going back home, so now you're crying? Everyone always has some type of issue that they're passionate about, but their passion only goes so far. You know what I'm saying? That you don't really do anything about it. You just, oh, I just want to make everyone aware. What is people being aware of an issue do to solve the issue? If all the people who can solve the issue are just saying, oh, we just want to make you aware of it. I'm just saying, stupid.
The president still focused exclusively, which is a civil crime, it's not criminal.
It's a federal crime.
So I'm asking though. He said he was going to focus on those violent offenders first. So is violent offenders no longer the predicate for these people to be deported?
The president has said countless times on the campaign trail, I've been with him at the rallies, I know you've been there covering them too, Peter, that he is focused on launching the largest mass deportation operation in American history of illegal criminals. And if you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America,
You are an illegal criminal.
by definition, a criminal. And so therefore you are subject to deportation.
I apologize for interrupting. So to be clear, it's not violent criminals do not receive precedence in terms of the deportations taking place.
The president has also said two things can be true at the same time. We want to deport illegal criminals, illegal immigrants from this country, but the president has said that, of course, the illegal criminal drug dealers, the rapists, the murderers, the individuals who have committed heinous acts on the interior of our country and who have terrorized law-abiding American citizens, absolutely, those should be the priority of ICE, but that doesn't mean that the other illegal criminals who entered our nation's borders are off the table.
This is also very important. Listen, I think I said it in the last video, when the Tom Holman video with ICE doing the raids. But if you're hanging out with someone you know that's a criminal and you're also illegal, bruh, stop hanging out with them. Because you're gonna get caught too, bruh. Like, come on, man. And you know what's crazy? Like, the cartel is literally like freaking out because they've been benefiting and they've been making money off of getting people to illegally cross the border for years. Like, people come in and they're hopeful, and then they give money to the cartel, and the cartel facilitates them illegally entering the country. So they're angry. So they're shooting at the border, like they're shooting at border officers at the border. What the hell? It's crazy how like no one seems to care. Apparently, there was like 300,000 children missing during the Biden administration over the last 3 years. Those are probably the children that are getting sex trafficked and child trafficked. And all the women that are getting, like, it's crazy. It's crazy how these things don't end. But these people be, oh, but we need to. Well, listen, if you care about these people, you know what I would do? I would say, hey, go across, wait in Mexico. If it takes a long time, do it the right way, because once you're here, if you do it the right way, you don't have to worry about anything ever again. Let's do it that way. Is it so hard to do things the right way? Freaking crazy, man.
Karoline on immigration. Of the 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office. Can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are. Christian Daytop.
Thanks, Caroline. Just real quick, you mentioned the inflation executive order the president signed, but egg prices have skyrocketed since President Trump took office. So what specifically is he doing to lower those costs for Americans?
Really glad you brought this up, because there is a lot of reporting out there that is putting the onus on this White House for the increased cost of eggs. I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country. We also have seen the cost of everything, not just eggs. Bacon, groceries, gasoline have increased because of the inflationary policies of the last administration. As far as the egg shortage, what's also contributing to that is that the Biden administration and the Department of Agriculture directed the mass killing of more than 100 million chickens, which has led to a lack of chicken supply in this country, therefore a lack of egg supply, which is leading to the shortage. So I will leave you with this point. This is an example of why it's so incredibly important that the Senate moves swiftly to confirm all of President Trump's nominees, including his nominee for the United States Department of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, who is already speaking with Kevin Hassett, who's leading the economic team here at the White House, on how we can address the egg shortage in this country. As for costs, I laid out the plethora of ways that President Trump has addressed saving costs for the American people over the past week. He looks forward to continuing to doing that in the days ahead. Thank you, guys.
So I didn't get to talk about what I wanted to talk about because this video didn't cover it. But I think there's a lot in here. There's a lot of transparency. Like, she's answering questions directly. There's no, but the president will speak about it when he wants to speak about it. Like, it just seems like she's very much involved in the process. And I also didn't know that Joe Biden did that. I didn't know he ordered killing so many chickens. And now we're dealing with the consequences of it. But everyone is just so focused on Trump. I talk to people all the time and they're like, oh, well, you will never criticize Trump. You'll never do this. You'll never do that. You just love Trump and blah, blah, blah. And my response is this, and for everyone that's listening to this video, maybe you can also feel the same way I feel in this case. I can't be critical of Trump because all of the things and every single time I'm having conversations related to him, people are bringing me dumb stuff. And they're saying, well, how do you account for this? And then I get to full context. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Like, you can't be critical of Donald Trump because the dumb things that people are just talking about and complaining about, it's like stupid. It's the same thing with the Elon Musk situation. It's like you find out, oh, well, he literally was throwing out his heart out to people and he just made it just look bad. So, okay, I can agree if someone came to me and say, hey, yeah, he probably shouldn't have done it. But then for them to be like, oh, well, he's a Nazi apologist and he's this and he's that. It's like, come on, man. Like, can we just have some sense? Like, one of the people, like, this sent me a 1-second clip of that Elon Musk situation. And then it want me to like argue about it. It's like, this shit is, sorry. It's so stupid. It's silly. It's childish. We're too old for this. Bring me something that is actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually real, right? But everyone is just taking everyone out of context. And when you can get the full context and you have adults that are much older than me who just are incapable of just looking at the full context. But nonetheless, I think this was a very decent clip. I kind of want to do like the full thing. I'm exhausted today, so I'm not going to do it. So if you guys like it, if you would like to see me do that, maybe cover these things, please let me know in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on. I'm going to try to do Wednesday and Friday. So one video Wednesday, one video Friday. I might do something for Monday, but we'll see. Schedule's kind of crazy, but I also want to pour into this because I feel like I have a lot to offer, and hopefully you guys appreciate it and get something from it. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.